Hey, everybody, welcome. My name's Larry Roberts. Is there anybody online?
Yes.
Okay, so I thank you all for coming to the Cheatham County Community Enhancement Coalition meeting. We will go around the room and just introduce yourselves, and then we'll ask the people online to introduce themselves, what you can tell us who they are, whatever you prefer. So can we start back here and just do introductions quickly?
Hi, I'm Holly Brown. I'm the director and founder of the Arts Alliance. I am Brittany Barnes and I'm with the coalition. I'm Julie Simpson. I'm the drug-free communities project coordinator for the coalition.
My name is Chelsea Wright. I am one of the regional overdose prevention specialists for the Cheatham County Coalition.
Hi, I'm Amber Jones. I'm the other regional overdose prevention specialist for the Cheatham County Coalition.
I'm Melissa. I am the program manager for the Cheatham County Coalition.
I'm Kim Burchett. I'm the care partner with Waste Fund.
Just the community member, just as important as everybody else.
I'm Chris, we have a Head Start director of the Commonwealth Community Action. And I'm Laura Durham. I'm the director of the board.
I'm Larry Roberts. I work at Pinnacle Financial Partners, but I'm the treasurer here and I've been part of that board for a while. Who do we have online?
I said, if you wanted to unmute and introduce yourself, you can.
Hello, my name is Carolyn Lawson. I am an outreach specialist with Tennessee Voices Statewide Family Support Network, and I'll put a little bit of information in your chat.
Scott?
Yeah, I'm with the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office.
Scott? Tabitha?
I'm having a hard time hearing y'all. I want to do a little adjustment on my computer here.
See Tabitha Curtis? And who was that? Misha?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right, thanks, guys. So I'll tell you a little bit about, we need to approve the minutes. So in your packet, there were minutes from our last meeting. So if I could get a motion to approve those minutes from someone. Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, okay. Any discussion about the minutes? No discussion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? No? Great, thank you so much. So now I'll tell you about the financials. So the way our financials work is we typically, there are several grants. I'm not gonna go through every single grant and break down exactly how much, but the way it works is we spend money down on a grant and then we get reimbursed for that. So last month, the total grant spend that we had was $32,424.22. It breaks down, and I think your financials are in the packet. So if you really wanted to look at each one of those grants, on the top, under each of those is the amount of the grant that was paid, that will be reimbursed to us this next month. So total is $32,424.22. So we vote on financials. Yes. Okay. So if I could get a motion to approve the financial report. We'll do that again.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Is there a second? Second, Laura. Okay, any discussion about financials? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you so much. Oh, on to the important stuff. So Holly Brown, she's the executive director for the Arts Alliance, and she's gonna be our guest speaker tonight. Holly, welcome. Thank you.
There, my name is Holly Brown. As you mentioned, I'm the director and the founder of the Arts Alliance. I will be in this with them, but I do want to watch this. I do have a short video for you guys. Can we play that first? Is that okay? Yes. Just to show you a little bit about what we do at the Arts Alliance, what we offer to our community. A lot of my students. We ended our class season with a little over 100 students. So we have classes, in the coach house in Pleasant View. We just celebrated our 5-year anniversary. I know that there's still some people in Cheatham County that don't really exist. So I hope to let them know that we're here. We have arts classes for all ages. I started at age 4 and I teach classes all the way up through adults. I grew up in Cheatham County. I lived here most of my life. My husband and I now live in Clarksville, but I have been here long enough to remember when Tractor Supply was Walmart. Well, it was a long time ago. But it's always been my goal to give back to the community. I danced at a lot of studios that I kind of just saw kind of go in Cheatham County. There was one at the end of this street, actually. There was one inside the coach house, and I danced at most of those and saw them kind of fizzle out after a while. But it's my goal to bring something to our community that is long lasting, something that is more than just dance classes. I do teach ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop, tumbling, lyrical, musical theater. 2 years ago, we added art classes to our schedule, and then this upcoming year, we're adding theater classes to our schedule that I'm very, very, very excited about. So we'll be offering acting, audition prep, vocal lessons, and the musical theater encompassed in that as well. I don't know if maybe you can bring up one of my graphics that has my logo on it. Dang, that was right. Yeah, that one. So as you can see, my logo has dance, art, music, theater on it. So the goal is to be able to offer all 4 of those branches of the arts to our community. As some of you probably know, we don't have any arts in our public schools. So I want to be able to offer affordable arts education to our students in the area. Right now, I do partner with Pleasant View Christian. This past year, they bused students over to us at the coach house on Tuesdays and Thursdays after school, and they would take an hour-long tumbling class with us, and their parents would just come and pick them up from the studio. So it was really, really great. But I would love to also get into the public schools and offer something to those children as well, because I think they only get a music class once a week. I don't know if they have art for elementary. I know middle school and high school has art classes. But just spreading that awareness and being able to share my passion of the arts with the community. I do have an assistant that works with me. Her name is Miss Victoria, and of course, opening our theater program in August. I have 2 instructors coming on for that, so I have an instructor for acting and I've got a voice instructor that is coming on, and she'll also offer private voice lessons. So it's super exciting. We have a certified therapy dog that comes and visits the studio once or twice a month as well, to see our students, and that helps some of our little ones coming into class for the first time. They're, afraid to leave their grown up. Maybe this is their first organized activity outside of, maybe daycare or church or what have you. But Raja is his name, and he comes and visits the studio, and the kids love that. We also have a competition dance team. This past season was our first season with them. So we did competitions once a month from January through May. So they did 1 competition a month. Just in Nashville, surrounding areas. We went to Chattanooga, we were over to Knoxville. And then one thing that the Arts Alliance does is kind of a fundraiser for our competition team, but also for our community, as we have a parents' night out once a month. We do that at the studio, and we do it for $10 a student. But they come in for 3 hours, 6 to 9 on a Friday night, while mom and dad go have dinner or date night or whatever. And we do a snack, we do games, and we do a movie on a projector on the wall. We put all of the tumbling mats that we have out on the floor. Kids bring blankets, pillows, stuffies, stuffed animals or whatever. They just lay out on the tumbling mats and we watch a movie, and some of them have even fallen asleep by the time mom and dad have come back to pick them up. But I have been teaching for 18 years. I've been dancing for 25 years. I'm a graduate of Austin Peay State University. I have a bachelor's degree in studio art with a concentration in drawing and a dance minor. And I only have a dance minor because at the time I really wanted a BA in dance, but there were no universities in Tennessee that offered a BA in dance at the time. And I was also really passionate about art. So that's the reason I put women in dance. Does anyone have any questions for me about the Arts Alliance or what we do or what we offer?
So, gymnastics, you teach just, beginners to,
Beginners to my most advanced student has a back handspring and an aerial.
so is it more like for cheer and dance and competition gymnastics like level?
Mostly, yeah. I will say my competition team, all of them take tumbling classes with me, but we're able to incorporate those tricks into their dance routines as well, but we don't do any like specific gymnastics competitions, if that's what you're asking.
Beam and high bar, none of that stuff. This is just-
Correct, yeah. So tumbling is floor skills.
Yep.
It's anything you can do without a beam or a high bar. So that's cartwheels, one-handed cartwheels, round offs, back handspring, aerials, that type of thing. And then most of my students, of course, if they're little, they come in with no experience whatsoever. So we start off with forward rolls and just the basics and stretching and flexibility and getting them ready for those other building block skills as well.
So can you teach tucks and layouts?
I cannot, because you have to have certification to teach those. Fun fact. But I am partnered with Coopertown Middle School's cheer team. And they're doing tumbling with me throughout the summer. So I'm going over to them, teaching their cheerleaders tumbling so they can get ready for their season coming up as well. But what we typically do is we have regular classes from August through May, so kind of like a regular school year. We run off of GM County's school calendar, so all of the breaks schools have, we have the same breaks, fall break, spring break, the Monday holidays, that kind of thing. We take June and July off, but we have summer programs during the summer. So the past 2 weeks, we had a camp tumble and flip. So that was 15 hours throughout the week of just tumbling instruction. And then last week we did an art camp. So the kids came for 3 hours a day, every day, and we just had a lot of fun, messy art projects throughout the week. And I think we completed on average about 2 projects per day. So they went home with like 7 or 8 different projects for the week that they had completed, which is really cool. And then coming up this week, we have another just tumbling workshop. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 3 to 6. And then the second week of July, we have Camp Bright Feather Academy of Magic, which I'm excited about because it's Harry Potter themed. And so the entire studio is going to be decorated like Hogwarts. So it's a jazz and hip hop camp, and that's for ages like 7+. And then the week after that, we have Magical Mermaids and Manta Rays. And it's focused on ballet and creative movement. The studio will be decorated like Under the Sea. And since the Little Mermaid movie just came out, that's gonna be so much fun. But it's for ages like 3.5, 3 to 6, or to 8, actually, 3 to 8. But ballet and creative movement, and we have art projects mostly every day, about 30 minutes worth of a craft. We'll bring their lunch with them, we get to dance and play and learn for 6 hours, so it's 9 to 3 every single day.
Income-based tuition, so you have, tuition, so like monthly or per class or?
It's monthly, and it's a sliding fee scale, just based on what someone's tax returns would be and how many people are in the family.
So art classes, can you give me like sip and stroke kind of things for adults?
I haven't, but I am really hoping to offer those this coming fall. So like I said, we've been open for 5 years. The first 3 years, I did everything on my own. Everything, and I worked a full-time daytime job at the same time, which was very difficult to do. So after year 3, I brought an assistant on. She teaches a lot of my littles classes, so like my 4 to 8-year-old range. And then last year, around September, I resigned from my full-time job and went full-time with the Arts Alliance. It was a little bit scary. It's still a little bit scary. But it has been fantastic so far. It's been really great for my mental health. And I love being able to just pour all of my creativity and my imagination into the Arts Alliance and see what I can come up with next to help serve our students in the area. It was very spiral.
I have some questions back here.
Yes.
Do you have any scholarships?
I don't have any scholarships. I would love to partner with some local businesses, or maybe get some grants. I haven't even had any time to do the grant writing. We are a nonprofit. But I would love to have that on hand to be able to offer scholarships. This is not something that I've actually had the time to look into yet.
Right, and I know you're based in Pleasant View, and you said you follow the Cheatham County school schedule, but do you accept students from outside of the?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I have students that come from Sango, they come from Springfield. I have some from Whites Creek and Dalton that come to Pleasant View to take class. I think I'm the only studio within maybe a 10 or 15 mile radius. I think the next closest one is a studio that's in Springfield. That is an advantage that I have within that radius. Yes.
So if someone has like a child enrolled, so what's that experience like? Is it that they get to try a little bit of everything, or is it they think, I want to do dance, this is all I'm doing during this semester?
That's an excellent question. So I offer one free trial class to new students, and that can be for maybe jazz, hip-hop, tumbling, but they come in for one class, see if they like it, try it out for the day or whatever. And I have a really good return rate. I haven't had anybody over the years that has come back and said, oh, we decided we don't want to do this. Usually the kids get in there, they have a really great time, and then they go back to their grown up and say, yeah, I really want to do this. And so they end up registering for the class.
So then they would pick art if they want to do visual art, so they would pick dance if they want to do dance, and just stick with that for the weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I break it up into semesters. August through December is like our fall semester. January through May is our spring semester. And we have 2 productions every year. So we have one at Christmas time and we have one at spring. So we usually do our spring one the first Saturday in June, whatever date that happens to fall on. And we always do them at Sycamore High School. Last year, for our December one, we did Santa's Workshop was the theme. So Santa was there, he came in and intermission, he sat on the stage, kids got to come up and sit with Santa, get their picture taken. But we ended up having to do 2 shows because I keep growing and growing and growing. And I'm afraid that we have outgrown Sycamore, and I don't know what I'm gonna do for next year, because we also had to have 2 spring shows this semester. And at least one of them is completely sold out, and the other one is very, very close to being at capacity. Which is a great problem to have, but I just wish that there was another venue or somewhere in Cheatham County that would be able to hold everybody that I needed to hold, all my students and their families, the audience. Cause I do have to put a ticket limit on ticket sales, but ticket sales pay for the venue, basically. But I have to tell people, only buy, 6 tickets, 8 tickets for your family because we're filling up the auditorium.
What about asking about like churches or like your?
Um,
It's First Baptist right there.
It is, I don't know if it would be big enough or not, or what their stage looks like. I know, year before COVID, we had our Christmas production at Twain Door Church. Fantastic facility, the stage is great, the auditorium is super nice. But as of, I guess, earlier this year, I reached out to them for spring recital, and I don't think they rent out the facility anymore, but to anybody, so. Any questions? I'm comfortable.
Do you want me to pull up the other, photos you gave and talk about those? Like the other.
Sure. Well, I mean, this is open house, so we do have an open house on Friday, August 4th from 5 to 7 at the studio, which is located inside the coach house. And it's just a time for like new students that have already registered for fall classes to come in and meet instructors, see who they're gonna be in class with for the year. Or people that are just interested in what we offer that haven't registered yet. They can come in and talk to me or other instructors and see the studio, see the art classroom, and see what we offer. And then Curtain Up is our theater program, so that's our new one we're launching in August. Our theater instructor is actually Miss Caitlin Page, who is the theater teacher at Sycamore High School. She and I went to college together at Austin Peay. I know her really well. She always runs all of my music, sound, lights for my recitals at Sycamore. So I approached her earlier this year and said, hey, is this something you'd be interested in? So thankfully it was. She's fantastic. She has a wealth of knowledge. So she's coming in to teach acting in the fall, go along with our Curtain Up theater program, along with the voice instruction and audition and that. And then our other dance instructor will be teaching the musical theater dance portion of Curtain Up. And art classes. So art classes, they're kind of on the same schedule as dance classes. There's a fall semester and there's a spring semester. For fall semester, we have classes from August through December, but our art classes, instead of concluding with production like dance classes do, we end with a gallery night. So we put all of our projects together that we worked on throughout the semester. We put them up on the walls all over the studio, and we have light refreshments, and we have their families or their friends come in and look at all of our artwork, and students get to feel like real professional artists that have a gallery night. This year for art classes, we have 2 separate art classes that are offered. In the last 2 years, we've only offered one. But I think I have enough interest now at this point. I have a pretty wide range of students. This year we'll be offering just the drawing class. So just focused on drawing technique. And then we'll have a mixed media class, which is using other types of supplies and mediums to make different projects with. Do you teach these classes? I'm teaching the drawing class, and then my assistant is teaching the mixed media class. And the mixed media class will also include like sculpting. There'll also be some drawing, painting, and using all different types of supplies.
Other classes typically at night, weekends, when are they,
Our classes are just all of the classes.
all classes?
All the classes, all of our classes run Monday through Saturday. Most of our art classes, there's an art class on Mondays in the afternoons, and then there's one on Wednesday nights. But our dance classes start anywhere from like 3:30, and then they go until about 8 o'clock at night. Because we offer private lessons as well. So that's something that people can sign up for if they don't want to be in a group setting, or if they have something specific that they want to learn. I've had a lot of like pageant girls in the past that have come to me and been like, hey, we need private lessons because our pageant requires a talent. So we've got to learn how to tap dance or something like that. But yeah, Monday through Saturday, our theater classes are on Friday evenings and Saturdays also. And then during the day, I also offer classes for homeschoolers. I went to Pleasant View Elementary for a while, but then after that, I was homeschooled from 4th grade until I graduated high school. Most of my siblings were homeschooled as well. So that's something that I've also been wanting to offer back to the homeschool community. So I have daytime classes for them because I know that they're flexible schedules. And then they just normally want to get things done during the day while other people are in school and have a regular schedule.
Do anything with cheer squads, like, family mentioned bridge or dances, bridge?
Tumbling, yeah, and I have done dance with them as well before, like I mentioned earlier. I've partnered with Coopertown Middle's cheer team, so they're taking tumbling once a week right now throughout the summer and into fall.
Have you all considered like, working with cheerleading coaches, to help them coordinate their 2.5 minute routines?
I have reached out to a couple of people, the Sycamore dance team and cheer coach in particular, and have tried to connect with them over the last, since we've been open. But there's never been anything that really matches up. I don't know.
Yeah,
But I thought this is something that I would really need to do.
yeah, because a lot of the coaches, they're not even coming up with their own routines
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah.
They're hiring somebody to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and the only reason I got paired with Coopertown Middle is their cheer coach used to be a teacher at Pleasant View Elementary with my mother-in-law. And she was like, hey, I'm now the cheer coach and I don't know anything about tumbling or what to do or what to teach. She's like, can you come and please show my girls what to do?
Yeah, because apparently UCA, they have guidelines now that they have to abide by. That's why they're hiring out all of them coaches.
You ever partnered with art, is it art, council in Cheatham County? What's that?
The Cheatham County Art League with Debbie Keenan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke with them a couple of years ago and I became a member of the Cheatham County Art League and paid the membership fees, but was never able to attend any of the meetings because they were during the times that I was in each classes. And so I didn't really get anything out of being a member of the Art League. But I know Debbie Keenan does all kinds of other stuff. And she's in contact with me and we worked on some other stuff together as well.
I think it would be cool if we get like the best of the best art and have those kids submitted into the art league.
Yeah, I think that would be
So have
fantastic.
a annual contest or whatever.
Yeah.
Have some of that.
Yeah, because I know they do offer, they have a scholarship for, I think, graduating seniors.
So that may be their fundraiser. Is that what that's for? I don't know.
Maybe.
That's all. Well, we're glad you're in Pleasant.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here and I hope to be here for a very long time. So fun fact, I started student teaching with my dance instructor growing up, Jennifer Evans. And her studio was in those blue buildings back behind HG Mills where the laundromat is or was, I don't know if it's still up there. And then she moved into the coach house with her studio that was owned by Kelly Ellis. I've known Kelly for ever and ever and ever. I used to babysit her son. He's married and grown, which is really strange. But I started student teaching with Jennifer inside the Coach House, and then I danced, of course, all my life. Went to college, I danced with the Nashville Ballet, I danced with the Chinese Arts Alliance of Nashville. And I was the director of an academy in Nashville for a while, and I resigned from that position because I was ready to open my own studio. And came back and found that the Coach House was available. And it's just funny how things come full circle like that, and now my studio is in that Coach House, in that same space. But thanks for having me. Thanks for listening to me rant about classes. If you have any questions about art classes, dance classes, tumbling, or just anything in general, I would love to talk to you. I'd love to answer the questions that you have. Is there any questions online?
Just those two.
I had a couple,
Sure.
well, I just wanted to say that the purpose of the coalition, one of our functions is a coordination of efforts. So by coming here and presenting, that we have someone here from Head Start, we're interested in your income-based tuition, but maybe there's a resource that we don't know about that can provide funding for maybe Head Start kids or other kids that can't afford even on the income base. So the coalition, we make connections all throughout the community. So getting the word out about the program is a great way to spark ideas with different sectors and different people about, well, how can we make this work for this group or this group? So do you have a limit on your income base?
Yes, it is up to half of the amount of tuition. So,
I mean, how many?
of how many kids?
Families or whatever you can take.
Yes, there is a limit on how many I can take. I think it's 8. And I have currently 1 family. So there are 7 other slots available.
Any other questions for Holly? All right, Holly, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Other announcements. Reminder, there's an overdose reversal training and kits are available. I can get that information online, it's in your packet. The coalition always has free medication lock boxes, so you can come by the coalition office to do those. Are there any other announcements from anybody that's here in person? No, let's see.
Can I talk a little bit about Wayspring? Okay, Wayspring is a recovery program to work with individuals when they get out of treatment. So we meet with folks when they're in residential treatment, and then we find out what their needs are. And then we'll follow them for upwards of a year. We are getting ready, right now we work with TennCare, Amerigroup, and United Healthcare. And at the first of the year, we're going to be opening a virtual SUD clinic, substance use clinic, and it's going to cover all of these. So, you know, for those that, for whatever reason, do not have access to treatment, you know, they can do that.
What's the name of your place?
Wayspring, I brought cards.
I was gonna ask if you got cards.
Where are you located at?
Well, our office is in Nashville, but we work statewide.
Okay.
And we started 3 years ago, and since then we've expanded to Indiana, Delaware, Arizona, Indiana, and we're just opening Ohio and Kentucky.
Wow.
So,
Care do you offer?
well, we don't offer treatment now, but when we do open school, it's gonna be outpatient. Well, not just MAT, but yeah, outpatient.
Virtual outpatient.
And we'll also provide mental health, and we'll have a primary care physician. Thank you for giving me.
Anybody else have any announcements?
I'll just throw out there that August 31st is International Overdose Awareness Day. It's sneaking up on us real quick. Just be on the lookout for emails if you're on our email list about what's to come, what to expect. If you'd like to be an exhibitor at the event to share your information and resources, that might be something we can connect with Waste Spring. For sure. Just if you're not on our email list, I encourage you to do so because we will be sending out notices with more information throughout the next few weeks. Yes.
Okay,
signage,
perfect.
yes.
Thank you. And then I did want to announce, July 26th is Red Sand Day. We are in the planning stages of making sure we make this a community-wide event. We've done trainings in the past, where we're pouring sand into the cracks of the sidewalk. We're gonna be doing that again, as well as some other things. Same as how Chelsea had said, just keep an eye out for, if you're on our email list, for announcements on that and where we can meet and get together to do that. And then just as a county announcement, the Cheatham County Back to School Bash is July 22nd, and it's from 9 to 12 on the courthouse lawn. So that'll be a really great resource for those kids going back to school to get those school supplies.
Great, thanks. Any other announcements? Anybody online with any announcements?
I guess the only thing I can say is, we have a survey. I'll pop one on the screen that you can do as QR code. We also have paper surveys if you just want to fill out one, while you're here. Just to give us some feedback about the, meeting, anything that you need to change, just let us know.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn? Yes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion, anything else? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.